You know that feeling when you look at your phone, see an unread text from a friend, and think, I'll reply to that when I have the mental energy. But then a day passes, then a week. You type out a perfect reply in your head, but the actual act of opening the app and moving your thumbs feels like trying to lift a car. So you close it. You tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow when you're feeling more like yourself. But tomorrow turns into next week, and somehow 3 months have gone by, and that unanswered text is sitting there like a massive, glowing monument to your failure as a human being. The anxiety loop begins. It's been too long to just say hey, so now you feel like you need a massive, valid excuse for your absence. You find yourself avoiding their Instagram stories so they don't see your username on the view list and realize you are, in fact, alive and just ignoring them. You dread going to the local grocery store just in case you run into them. You haven't made plans. You've essentially become a ghost in your own life. And then, one random Tuesday, you suddenly feel fine. The heavy cloud lifts, your mental battery recharges, you pick up your phone, and you send a casual, "Hey, miss you, let's catch up," like absolutely nothing happened. And you can practically feel the judgment radiating through the screen. People think you're flaky. They think you don't care. They think you're a bad friend who only reaches out when it's convenient for your schedule. And the worst part is, sitting alone in your room, agonizing over your own behavior, you probably believe them. Society has created this exhausting, hyper-connected standard of friendship. We are told that real friends text every single day, watch every social media update, and are constantly, immediately available. We have somehow equated digital proximity and 24/7 surveillance with loyalty. But I am here to tell you that this modern expectation is biologically and psychologically unnatural. Human beings were not neurologically designed to be accessible to dozens of people all day, every day. If you disappear for months at a time, you are not a bad friend. You are not cold, you are not broken, and you are not antisocial. You are actually experiencing a highly specific nervous system response, and your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do to keep you safe from a modern world that is demanding too much. To understand why you ghost the people you love, we need to talk about two massive psychological concepts: allostatic load and relational object permanence. First, let's look at allostatic load. This is the clinical term for the physical wear and tear on your body and brain from chronic, accumulated stress. Think of your brain like a smartphone. You have your job open, your financial stress open, your family obligations open, and the general existential dread of the modern world running constantly in the background. Your RAM is completely maxed out. When your allostatic load hits maximum capacity, your brain goes into a strict self-preservation protocol. It begins aggressively shutting down non-essential apps to keep the core system running. So when your brain looks at a text message from a friend, it doesn't see a friendly check-in. It sees a demand. It sees a required output of emotional energy that you simply do not possess in that moment. Your nervous system shuts down the communication pathways to conserve battery life. You aren't ignoring your friends. You are subconsciously triaging your mental health. You are putting the oxygen mask on yourself. Second, let's talk about relational object permanence. This is incredibly common in people with ADHD, introversion, or high sensory processing sensitivity. In cognitive psychology, object permanence of the understanding that things continue to exist even when you can't see them. When applied to relationships, out of sight literally means out of mind. But it does not mean out of heart. It doesn't mean you don't love your friends. It simply means your brain does not require constant daily evidence of their existence to maintain the emotional bond. In your mind, the friendship is perfectly preserved. It is placed safely on a shelf in your brain, completely secure. You still love them exactly as much as you did 3 months ago. You just don't have the cognitive bandwidth to perform the daily, repetitive maintenance that modern society demands.
But not everyone who disappears is doing it for the exact same reason. In fact, there are 3 distinct types of disappears, And figuring out which one you are will relieve so much of that heavy guilt you've been carrying around. Type 1. The overwhelmed isolator. You disappear because you are quietly drowning. When life gets hard, some people reach out for a life raft. You do the exact opposite. You retreat to the deepest, darkest part of your cave because you absolutely refuse to be a burden to anyone else. And frankly, you don't have the energy to explain why you're sad. You isolate yourself until you can fix whatever is wrong with you, purely so you can present the happy, fully functional, easy-to-digest version of you to your friends. You don't want them to see you messy. Type 2. The time-blind drifter. You literally just lost track of time. You meant to reply on a Tuesday afternoon, but then you got distracted by a work project, a new hyperfixation, or just the chaotic momentum of daily life. And when you finally looked up from your own brain, it was November. You don't necessarily feel anxious about disappearing. You were just genuinely baffled by how fast time moves. Your internal clock operates on a completely different frequency than the rest of the world. You are the undisputed master of the "sorry, just seeing this" text message, even when you both know you saw it weeks ago. Type 3. The low-maintenance loyal. You don't see your disappearance as a disappearance at all. You view friendship the exact same way you view a great classic book. You can put it down for 6 months, pick it back up on a random Sunday, and instantly remember exactly what page you were on. You don't need daily updates about what your friend had for lunch. You want deep, meaningful 3-hour conversations twice a year, rather than shallow, exhausting daily small talk. For you, silence isn't an absence of friendship. It's a comfortable room where the friendship lives. People love to shame this behavior. They label it toxic or avoidant. But let's completely reframe this into the massive psychological advantage it actually is. If you are a person who can disappear, exist quietly in your own life, and come back without missing a beat, it means you have the capacity for incredibly secure, authentic, and deep connections. You do not require performative friendship to feel safe. You don't need someone to text you "good morning" or send you a meme every 12 hours to know that they care about you. Your sense of self-worth is not tied to your notification screen. And because of this, when you do show up, you are fully, completely present. You don't do fake pleasantries. You don't do obligatory catch-ups. Your disappearing act acts as a natural, highly effective filter. It slowly filters out the insecure people who demand constant, exhausting validation, leaving you with a tight, unbreakable circle of low-maintenance, high-value friends who understand that love isn't measured by a Snapchat streak or a response time. So the next time you look at a text that's been sitting there for a month, please stop beating yourself up. Let go of the shame. You are allowed to take up space, and more importantly, you are allowed to take time. You do not owe the world 24/7 access to your energy. True friends, the ones actually meant to be in your life for the long haul, will understand that your silence isn't a rejection of them. It is simply a protection of yourself. They will be right there, ready to pick up exactly where you left off the exact moment you are ready to come out of your cave. You aren't a bad person for needing a break from the noise. You are just beautifully, unapologetically human. So, tell me, which one are you? The overwhelmed isolator, the time-blind drifter, or the low-maintenance loyal? Drop your type in the comments below. I read every single one to see how many of us are actually out there. If this video took a little bit of that guilt off your shoulders and made you feel understood, please hit the subscribe button. And if you really want to help keep these deep dives into your mind going, hit that join button to become a channel member. It genuinely means the world. Now, if you disappear easily, there is a very high chance you also deeply prefer to be alone in general. Click the video on your screen right now to find out the hidden psychological superpower behind people who genuinely prefer solitude and why society has been lying to you about being an introvert. I'll see you there.